You're watching Pittsburgh Steelers Talk, where we have videos every single day on the Steelers, but the vast majority of you might not get those videos. Less than 16% of you have your notifications set to all, meaning that when there's a new video sent out, you might not get a push notification telling you there's a new video. Let's get that changed. Where you first subscribed, click that bell icon again and change your noties from personalized to all. That way you can be part of the Noti gang here at Pittsburgh Steelers Talk. Tom Downey here for Steelers Talk by Chat Sports, and today's show is presented by Aura, the all-in-one digital safety tool that helps keep your financial and personal information safe online, where we spend more time than ever. They're giving you a free 14-day trial over at aura.com/chatsports. Today's video, 5 free agents the Steelers should at least consider signing before training camp, which is roughly 3 weeks away. Before we get going, our fun question of the day. Today is National Dive Bar Day. So what is your favorite bar to watch a Steelers game at, whether you live in Pittsburgh or outside of Pittsburgh? I know there are plenty of Steelers-themed bars all across America. Let us know in the comment section. First up, offensive tackle Bryan Bulaga, who would bring, I think, some good depth along the offensive line. He's mostly been a right tackle for the Chargers, but I think at this point in his NFL career, he's probably got to accept being a veteran swing tackle. And that is what I'm focused in on here for Pittsburgh. At this point, I kind of expect that you're just going to see Dan Moore be the left tackle and Chuks Okorafor be the right tackle. And that makes it a little bit dicey from that standpoint of proven depth. Joe Hague, I actually feel better about as a guard, even he could play some tackle there. I think he's in line to be the swing tackle, but trust me, you don't want Chaz Green actually playing real reps for you along the offensive line. So I do think they go with Dan Moore and Chuks Okorafor, but I want a backup plan, a contingency plan of sorts, that better veteran option. And I think contract-wise, you could probably see Bryan Bulaga signed for cheaper than Eric Fisher, who we have talked about a lot. I want to mention him briefly, but I didn't want to make him one of the 5 because, well, we've spent plenty of time on him, and I still think somebody's going to sign him to be a starter at left tackle. So I want you to make your predictions right now, which I kind of already gave you my thoughts if you were paying attention. Will Dan Moore and Chuks Okorafor be the starters next season? Next season for the Steelers. My bad. Next season. Why for yes and for no will they, when we get to 2023, be the starters? Why for yes and for no? This is the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Anthony Barr next up here. This was also mentioned by USA Today as an idea, and their pitch was as an edge rusher, which is not what Anthony Barr is. He can blitz. He can play sort of a Donta Hightower style role of he could give you some 3-4 outside linebacker reps if you need, but he's predominantly been an off-ball linebacker in his entire career in Minnesota, and I can't really think of the last time a roughly 30-year-old linebacker made the switch from inside to outside. It's not really how it works, but as an inside linebacker, I am intrigued. I like Buddy Johnson, Devin Bush, Myles Jack, in whatever order you want to put them in. I'm not sold on Robert Spillane, Ulysses Gilbert. And if you're not convinced Devin Bush is going to remotely return to form, then I think it could make some sense to add a veteran presence like Anthony Barr. Now, he allegedly wanted $11 million per year on a contract. Not a chance in hell he gets that. You can cut that number in half, and it still might be too much for Barr. Injuries have been real for him. He's 11 games, 2 games, 14 games, 13 games. That's a lot of time missed in recent years. And although his, coverage numbers suddenly skyrocketed this year, he does make sense as an option, at minimum as a number 3 inside linebacker. That'd be a good fit. Now, if you want a veteran edge rusher, Ryan Kerrigan could fill that mold. Kerrigan's a very unique player where I don't know if he was a perfect scheme fit for Philadelphia. Last year he fell out of favor with other younger players on that team, but Kerrigan can be a good player for you. If you want that veteran edge rusher, Kerrigan's cheap enough, and although his numbers in 2021 were pretty poor, this is a guy who consistently put up double-digit sacks in his time with the Washington, now Commanders. Today's show is presented by Aura. They are offering you financial fraud protection, identity theft protection, and online device security for you and or your whole family. If you've got a family like me and like producer Jeremy might have soon. He's engaged now. Keep your family's online activities safe from hackers and keep your and their information off the dark web. It's a free 14-day trial that you can cancel at any time. So head over to aura.com/chatsports. That link is in the comments section and it's in the description of today's show. Next up on the free agent to consider signing before training camp, Peyton Barber, who I liked quite a bit coming out of college, and he has bounced around the NFL, the Bucs, the Commanders, the Raiders most recently, of acknowledging that the free agent market for running backs is not great. Barber intrigues me. He's been able to do some third down stuff, can do some lead back, which of course you're not going to do with Najee Harris involved there. But I think there's a very real argument, if not likelihood, that Peyton Barber is better than the likes of Benny Snell, Anthony McFarland, Trey Edmonds, and the UDFAs. We'll see if they end up being any good. I'm kind of out on Benny Snell at this point. I'm not convinced he's really going to be a good enough piece for this team moving forward. So pick a backup running back for me. Type in BS for Benny Snell, a rare chance to type in BS, by the way, or type PB for Peyton Barber. If you had to pick one, assuming the money is similar, who would you rather have backing up Najee Harris? Let me know right now in the comments section. Alexander Johnson, a.k.a. A.J. Johnson, the linebacker here. Again, another off-ball piece. Now, Johnson's a little bit older than what you might prefer. There have been injury history in recent years, but he's been pretty productive as a mostly Denver Bronco. This is a player who I think has ability, and if he's not a top-end starter, I do think he could be a low-end one for you. He had a very unique path to life in the NFL. He was a 2015 undrafted free agent, and then he had a rape charge that he's eventually acquitted on. The Broncos pick him up in 2018. So by only playing football for 2018, 19, 20, and 21, he's actually already 30. Yeah, I think he would be very inexpensive. He has shown he can start to an extent in the NFL, but we are in July. The players you're signing in most cases have to accept the fact that they are going to be backup options. Johnson would fit that mold. A blast from the past now, and not too recent at that. Joe Haden, not that recent, not that unrecent. You guys know what I mean. Words are hard sometimes. Joe Haden. Haden was pitched by USA Today, and I know he moved out of Pittsburgh, and the Steelers have apparently moved on, and there's a report from PFF that, he has offers on the table. I think bringing back Haden does make sense. I think if you add Joe Haden to the current core at cornerback with, Levi Wallace, with Cam Sutton, with Ahkello Witherspoon, Haden gets in that conversation. It's a pretty good grouping. I think we all feel a lot better about that cornerback room, and I don't think the offers that have come Haden's way have been what they were expected, or at least what he thought they were going to be. Remember, older players, the way the NFL works, there is ageism in the NFL. If the player is similar at all, and it comes down to a 33-year-old or a 30-year-old, like Haden's 33, by the way, a 27-year-old, 24-year-old, the NFL is always going to go younger because they're cheaper as well. So if the longer Haden remains unsigned, I am at least keeping open the possibility of a potential reunion between Haden and between the Pittsburgh Steelers. Is it likely? I'm not so sure. But I don't think either side thought he would still be unsigned in July with a couple of weeks to go until training camp. If you made it all the way to the end of today's video, thank you. I appreciate that, and we want to give you guys a chance for us to show you some love. So here's what we're asking. If you made it to the end of today's video, type "Here we go" in the comments section, and producer Chugs will show you some love down there.